A major overhaul is underway in Atlanta, impacting the locker room and the entire league. With just 2 weeks left in the season, crucial decisions are being made behind closed doors, some driven by rising stars, others by unexpected setbacks. A strategic shift has just been confirmed, which could indicate deeper concerns within the squad. What's really going on at Flowery Branch? Let's break it down. But first, be sure to hit the like button and, if possible, write in the comments, rise up. The Atlanta Falcons are making headlines again, and this time it's all about the defensive surge, a pivotal roster addition, and the brewing drama surrounding one of the highest-paid backup quarterbacks in the league. Just as the dust settles from a dominant 22-6 victory over the Minnesota Vikings, news breaks that the Falcons are signing cornerback Keith Taylor to their final practice squad slot. A strategic move triggered by wide receiver David Sills being elevated to the active roster. But there's more to this than just filling a spot. Keith Taylor isn't a stranger to Flowery Branch. He was with the Falcons through training camp but didn't make the cut for the 53-man roster. Now, the 26-year-old corner returns at a critical time, following a hamstring injury to star defensive back A.J. Terrell Jr., who exited the Vikings game and didn't return. Head coach Raheem Morris gave no update on Terrell's status after the game, leaving fans and media alike in the dark, saying only, "Nothing new right now. I'll have better information when we start practice and we get to those days." Taylor, who spent last year on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad, saw the field in 11 games, mostly on special teams, but also contributed defensively with 5 tackles. Prior to his stint in Kansas City, he played 2 seasons with the Carolina Panthers, appearing in 34 games and starting 5. He racked up 67 tackles, 6 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and a recovery, showcasing his versatility in both defensive sets and special teams formations. His familiarity with the Falcons system, paired with game experience, could prove invaluable as the team braces for an uncertain stretch without Terrell. D. Alford filled in for Terrell against the Vikings, logging all 20 snaps, but the depth chart now looks thin. With Taylor back in the fold, he joins undrafted rookie Kobe Bryant and veteran C.J. Henderson on the practice squad, while the active roster now includes 6 corners with experience on the outside. The move might not generate national buzz, but Falcons fans know how critical depth is, especially as the season grinds forward and injuries begin to accumulate. And speaking of accumulation, how about this Falcons defense? Through 2 weeks, Atlanta is flat-out dominating. The top 5 in total yards allowed, sacks, and scoring defense. Against Minnesota, they put together a performance that should put the entire league on notice. J.J. McCarthy was under siege all night. Atlanta registered 11 quarterback hits, 16 pressures, and 6 sacks, turning the Vikings' offense into a one-dimensional, ineffective unit. In fact, Minnesota ran 11 short-yardage plays and somehow finished with -4 yards in those situations. That's not just good defense, that's elite execution. Coach Raheem Morris credited the game plan, stating, "We talked about having to stop the run early, and those guys really went out and buckled down on the run." Indeed, they did. The Falcons held the Vikings to just 78 yards rushing, forcing them to abandon the ground game entirely. With McCarthy forced to throw, Atlanta's front 7 teed off, creating chaos in the backfield and earning the league's best EPA/play rating for Week 2. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich's philosophy, introduced back in training camp, was clear: dictate the flow of the game with an attack mentality, moving away from passive reads and focusing on aggressive pressure. So far, it's working. Atlanta ranks second in the NFL in yards allowed per game, 229.0, passing defense, 139.5, and points allowed, 14.5, while sitting 5th in sacks, 7. Their run defense, while ranked 9th, is allowing just 89.5 yards per game. If this pace holds, it will be only the second time in 2 decades that they've kept opponents under 100 rushing yards per game. And this isn't just a veteran-led surge. Atlanta's front office leaned heavily into defense this offseason, bringing in seasoned names like Leonard Floyd and Divine Deablo while also investing in young talent. Rookies Brandon Dorlus and Rooker Aurora are already contributing, and all 8 of the new additions on defense have made their mark in just 2 games. The mix of veteran leadership and youthful energy has created something we haven't seen in Atlanta in years, a defense with teeth. But not everything is smooth sailing at quarterback. The elephant in the room is Kirk Cousins. Once the presumed starter, Cousins has lost his spot to second-year quarterback Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons tried to move Cousins all offseason, but once Aaron Rodgers found a new home in Pittsburgh, the market dried up. Now, Atlanta is stuck paying their backup a hefty $27.5 million salary, a number that's drawing side eyes across the league. According to Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox, Atlanta has insisted they're comfortable keeping Cousins, but general manager Terry Fontenot can't be thrilled with that price tag. The league consensus? Cousins will be the first name mentioned the moment a starter gets hurt somewhere. Injuries have already begun piling up, and whispers around the league suggest the Cousins trade market could ignite quickly. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero framed it bluntly: the moment that anything happens to any quarterback, the first question is going to be, is this the team that trades for Kirk Cousins? And honestly, that might be the best-case scenario for all parties. Cousins wants to play. He's a proven veteran with playoff experience. But in Atlanta, the path is blocked by Penix, and if the team were to suffer an injury after moving Cousins, the next man up would be Easton Stick, a quarterback with 0 regular season snaps. That's a risk, but one the Falcons might be willing to take if the right offer comes along. So here's the question, Falcons fans: with Keith Taylor rejoining the squad, A.J. Terrell's injury looming, and the defense playing lights out, how do you feel about the state of the secondary? Should the Falcons keep pushing with what they have or go after more depth before the trade deadline? And while the secondary adjusts to life without its star cornerback, at least temporarily, the bigger storyline simmering under the surface is what happens next with Kirk Cousins. The Atlanta Falcons have made it crystal clear that Michael Penix Jr. is their quarterback of the future, and more importantly, of the present. But that leaves a $180 million question sitting on the bench, holding a clipboard, and watching a rookie command the offense. The reality is this: Cousins' value has never been lower on the field but remains high in the front offices of quarterback-needy teams. Multiple teams are now grappling with early season injuries, and it's only a matter of time before a desperate franchise picks up the phone. That's when Terry Fontenot's patience could pay off. Because no matter how comfortable the Falcons say they are, they didn't invest in Penix just to keep Cousins around as insurance. They want out of that contract. And if they find a suitor willing to take on even a portion of the deal, that's a win. The only complication is timing. Moving Cousins before the trade deadline would free up money and remove the constant shadow over Penix's shoulder. But wait too long, and a potential Penix injury could turn the Falcons' quarterback room into a full-blown emergency. Easton Stick might be the next man up, but trusting a player with no regular season reps to step into a playoff-contending team's offense is a dangerous game. Meanwhile, the rest of the Falcons' locker room is locked in. This defense has quickly become the identity of the 2025 team. They're aggressive, fast, and, most importantly, deep. Every level, from the defensive line to the secondary, is swarming to the ball, and the results speak for themselves. The confidence is building. The swagger is back. Atlanta has turned the page, not just on schemes or players, but on culture. For years, defense has been the Achilles heel. Now, it's the reason they're winning. If the offense can find rhythm behind Penix and the run game stabilizes, this team isn't just going to compete, they're going to scare people. So what do you think, Falcons fans? Should Atlanta pull the trigger and trade Kirk Cousins now while interest builds, or hold tight as insurance behind Penix? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you have to say about all of this. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that button, give us a like, and click the video that's popping up on your screen right now for the latest breaking Falcons news, analysis, and behind-the-scenes insight. Go Falcons!